Hello, my Leos. Welcome to your Pick a Turkey reading, where we're going to be looking at what can we grow through gratitude. You're going to have a choice between 3 turkeys, and you can choose, of course, as many as you would like. You're not bound to just one. But the first one is going to be the kind of this artistic, fancy turkey. The second one is this cartoon-like turkey, and then the third one is this black and white turkey. We're going to start with turkey number 1, but if you want to jump to number 2 or number 3, the timestamps will be in the description box below. So we'll go ahead and jump into turkey number 1. If you chose turkey number 1, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Wild Unknown archetype cards. And this is going to be what the Creator wants you to know about gratitude, what you can be grateful for. And then we'll look into what that gratitude is able to grow. All right, Creator, for our Leos that chose turkey number 1, what do you want them to know about gratitude? What can they be grateful for? Okay, this is the one right here. And you have got Apocalypsis. And we will take a look at that card here and see what energy comes with this card. And let me just jump to that one here. Okay, here we go. So this Apocalypsis is about removing the veil of deception. So Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when 2 disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. So don't freak out yet. This could be something that has already happened to you in the past, and this is a general reading, but I'm really feeling for majority of you, this is something that has already happened. The first of the 2 opposing disparate dynamics that it's talking about is the lifting of the veil. And this means that truths have been kept in the dark. Truths that have been kept in the dark, they're revealed, they're seen, they're unearthed. And no matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows it. So it could be, the feeling, the first thing comes to mind, of course, is like you discover someone's betrayed you or something, right? You have this news that comes out and you're like, oh no, so you were lied to or betrayed in some way. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. So the old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fire's energy. Devastation, with the fire, but for the sake of regeneration. And the veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. And from the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. So have faith in the process, hold on to your center. That is the only way. And I'll read the other little things in here in a sec, but I really feel, because this is all about what can you be grateful for? And this is like this thanking God for unanswered prayers, like that country song, when things are kept from you, or things are revealed to you, or things are removed from your life, all of that is happening for us. And if we have this gratitude, knowing that we're not, like, life isn't happening to us, we're not being punished, it's not about our self-worth, it's not about, who we are, it's all about the experiences we want to experience in this life, so we do understand who we truly are. We understand more about who we are and how this world works, and in experiencing all these opposites, all these uncomfortable emotions, and this challenge of our worth, we understand our higher self, our bigger self, our powerful self. And experiencing our opposites, we understand more fully the real things that we are. So I love this gratitude for the crappy things that, we feel in life, because they are wake-up calls for us. They shake us and wake us. And then it goes on to say this card has a strong relationship to Aletheia, And so we're not going to pull another card. It just says if that card from this deck also appeared, then you've got some real uncovering to do. So take heed. I don't feel that is for you. I feel the uncovering that's coming. You know, you have this eye in the middle here that you're beginning to see beyond what is being told, or it's like this reality, this foggy reality that you've been in, and the truth and the clarity that is coming is refreshing for you. And it also says all kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypsis, from big global lies to little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets. So brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. And when you're in the light of this energy, when you accept this energy and embrace it, then the unknown becomes known and guides the way. When you're in the dark side of the energy, that's when you're feeling that fatalism and that hopelessness. And to go deeper into this energy, they recommend reading Michael Meade's, his last name is Meade, Why the World Doesn't End, and also look at the movie This Is the End. So, I love this because it speaks of like this tower energy that's from the regular tarot, that when we have this appearing in the beginning, the darker energy is this destruction that happens. Something is being destructed in our life to remove it so that new things can be constructed in it. And it's, like I said, it's a message of that life doesn't happen to us, that it happens for us. And so there's this gratitude we can have about, do we trust the Creator? Do we trust that everything is unfolding on our life for us? This is a big wake-up call to realize, look at the fears we have of the future and going, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? And it's like, do you trust me? Do you trust the Creator? Then trust the timing, trust that things are unfolding. Take a deep breath when you're feeling those fears rise up. Take a step back and take a look at things. See what you could have learned from the situation, or what you can learn from the current situation, and just see. See with your big old eyeball right there. All right, and we're going to be making a turkey out of cards. This is going to be the body of the turkey, and this next card, these Crystal Medicine Oracle, this is going to be the head of the turkey, and yes, I know it's almost the same size, but just imagine that the turkey's head is closer to you and the body's further away, so that's why the head appears bigger to you. It's all about perspective, right? It's not going to be the most beautiful turkey, but in my mind, it's going to be a turkey. So you can accept that or not. I'm not going to hold you to it. All right, Creator, for our Leos that chose turkey number 1, what medicine do you want them to know about? It came out right away. Yep, inner wisdom. And you've got the Mother Gaia medicine and the Goethite, I think is the how you pronounce that crystal, and it's card number 17. So I do love this. You see the world from a whole different perspective, right? You see it from above, from this higher point of view, rather than like you see it from the Creator's point of view, from your higher self's point of view, knowing that, Mother Gaia, a mother, she's a nurturer, she's a protector, a comforter. And so, she, it's that, if you're in Christian type of religion, it's the Holy Spirit, it's the comforter that comes to help us. If you are not of that faith, then, it's the mother and the father of all things, the divine feminine side of our Creator, which brings all that beautiful emotional support, that, like I said, that physical nurturing, the mental nurturing, just nurture. And it says you've called upon this card today to let you know that the wisdom that you're searching for is within you. It's easy at times to look outside of ourselves for guidance and answers. However, right now, your wisdom is coming from within. You are connected to the all-knowing divine wisdom of the universe, a wisdom that's available to you at all times. You also have the wisdom of your life experiences and those of your ancestors ready for you to access. So have you been looking for answers outside of yourself? Are you getting conflicting messages? Are you challenged when listening to your own intuition? It's time to look within and trust the answers and guidance you have within you. However, sometimes this can be challenging. The more you do it, the easier it will become. Create some time in your schedule to meditate, as this is the perfect environment to allow your inner wisdom to shine through. Connecting deeply with the earth can also assist you to connect to the wisdom of your ancestors. I love that. And then the Mother Gaia medicine, it says we're born into this sacred land called Mother Gaia, and when we pass, we return back to her soil. Our bones are made of the elements of this wonderful planet, and we're deeply connected to her at all times. The earth has a soul, and it is very much alive as she radiates the consciousness of love and compassion. Through the passage of time, the mind has wandered and forgotten about this deep relationship. However, the connection in your heart can never be lost. So Mother Gaia is our nurturer and our protector and nourishes us and our life here on this planet. She offers to us the powerful, all-encompassing motherly love and amplifies this out into the world. She holds us in each step that we take in our lives and feeds us when we're hungry. Mother Gaia is such a powerful and present part of our life. When you venture out into nature for the day, you invariably return feeling refreshed and grounded and have a peace of mind you cannot find elsewhere. Mother Gaia offers us her healing vibration and the invitation to connect deeply to ourselves and our core being. Yeah, I love that. When you're feeling this apocalypsis, especially the dark energy and that, the shock of things being destructed in your life, get out into nature. It allows you to get away from all those thoughts and those beliefs and those fears of the future and what all this stuff means and blah, 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 blah. All that noise really dissipates. And I also love a meditation I do is I step out, above my body and above in the room and above the city and above the state and above the nation. And I just keep going higher and higher until I'm out in space looking down upon the earth. And it's very quiet out there in that place. Because when you see that, everything on earth seems so much smaller as you connect to your divinity as well. The goethite crystal, I'm probably murdering that. If I am, I do apologize. That awakens your inner wisdom. It assists with the connection to the inner realms of the earth, and of course, it provides wisdom from our ancestors. That's why that was chosen for this reading here. So if you're into crystals, even just look it up and Google it and look at pictures of it. You don't have to own it, but just kind of combine and embrace that energy, because it can help support you in this growth here. All right. And then next, we're going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot. And this is just going to be additional information on what is growing with this gratitude, accepting that things are happening for you and not to you, and you see your world transform before you. So this is like your world transforming, and these cards are going to be the feathers on the body here of the turkey. So give it a little more room there. All right, Creator, what else would you like our Leos that chose turkey number 1 to know about this gratitude and this growth? Okay, that one there, and that one there, and that one there, and that one there. So I love that the star, of course, came out here, because this is about connecting to your higher self. It's the card of hope. And where do we find hope but within us? And it was talking about, finding your strength within yourself. This card kind of represents like the Aquarian energy. And the Aquarian energy brings us these beautiful waters. It's the water bearer. Even though it's an air sign, it brings us the water, the living waters that quench our thirst. And it's a beautiful message that the Aquarian energy brings, in that it shows us what we're truly thirsty for, because the living waters, just a drop of that, which is the unconditional love and the wisdom of the other side, of the Creator, right? When we take a small drink of that, we understand that the waters we have been drinking on the outside of us have not quenched our thirst, and they probably have even made us thirstier, just like any of the food, the nourishment we seek outside of ourselves. It's temporary. It doesn't fill us for very long. But when we eat of the manna, of the other side, we drink of those living waters from the other side, that is what makes us feel whole and complete. And it shows us what we have been searching for has been letting us down, all this deconstruction of things, this, of the outside stuff. It shows us this is actually better for us. And it's the disappointment we feel in the outside world of all these things that don't fulfill us. If they fulfill us at all, it's very temporary and for a very short amount of time. And usually we realize when we drink of this living water that the fulfillment we thought we had in something really wasn't it. It was just a imitation of it, right? And and I really feel this star, definitely it's about connecting to the higher realms. And I love how there's all these bubbles and it's like all these spheres up here, and you have all your stars up here too. So it's definitely this beautiful message about trusting that life is unfolding for you, and that there's so immense support that you don't realize is there. There's a lot of invisible support from the Creator, from Spirit. You have all these beings of unconditional love and light on the other side that are supporting your path. And I love this message here. And this is actually card number 17, and this is card number 17 as well. So there's this huge synchronicity there that they're talking about. Yes, you have the support, you have these amazing beings of unconditional love and light, whatever your beliefs are, guardian angels and spirit guides, your loved ones who walked with you on this planet that have already returned home, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, whatever it is that you believe in, these unconditional loving beings of light, they're there to support you. And the big thing is remembering who you really are. You're not this little character that's in this game going through this situation. You're this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love yourself, and a piece of you came down here to experience all that. And so this is really, for me, is remembering the star that you are, and remembering this beautiful bright light that you really are. And that's when you shine in darkness, right? Then you got the Four of Wands, and Wands is your fire energy. It's your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, but it's also your spiritual energy. And with it being a 4, it's very supportive. It's like a strong table that has 4 huge legs. It's a very strong foundation. And, it's like, you can see how it's like this feeling of celebration and comfort and joy. It's usually can represent like a gathering of some sort, whether a marriage, a birthday party, some sort of celebration. But I really feel like this is this gathering together of these beautiful forces from above, and that you can, in whatever situation is happening, you do have this ability to choose how you feel about it. And that is one of our wonderful, wonderful powers that we have. I call them superpowers. We have the power of choice. No matter what we're going through in life, we don't have to accept the boatload of opinions of the outside world and saying how things should be, are supposed to be, need to be, have to be. All those expectations and opinions from the outside world. Also, all those opinions on how you should feel about any situation. So for me, this Four of Wands is a solid foundation in your spiritual energy, allows you to see these things from a whole different perspective, to see things from this higher perspective here. And so definitely this wand energy for me for this reading is about connecting to your inner power, like it talked about your spiritual energy, your higher energy, your higher self. Yeah. Because here's the Ace of Wands, which is all about your spiritual energy and this renewed energy coming in for it. So yeah, that just basically confirms what I was just talking about here. It's definitely about this new, it's usually it's being handed to you from spirit, from the creator. They're flooding you with this beautiful energy. And it definitely makes sense. The more you whatever you focus on is what grows. So if you're focusing on the darker side of that energy, your feeling of hopelessness grows. When you focus on the brighter side and the trust and the love and the gratitude for what is, then you focus on the brightness that you are, and the brightness, that's what grows. And so I really feel like you're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired and looking at the negative, and whatever has happened, you're ready for this new perspective, and you're ready to go, you know what? Yeah, whatever I focus on grows. I don't want that to grow anymore. It's big enough. I want to change my perspective and look at things from a different way. Yeah. And here you go. You got the Magician, which, you can see the infinity symbol here. This is your infinite self. You're bringing down that beautiful energy down to this earth, and you realize you have all the tools you need. The cups are your emotions. You have all the emotional support and energy you need. The swords are your mentalness. So you have all the mind energy and the mental ability. The wands we just talked about. You've got all that coming in. And then you have the pentacles too, which means you feel like you have everything in the outside world too. You have all the support, all the tools you need to make some beautiful things happen in your life. You're able to transform and manifest. The Magician, and he's the manifester of things, because he knows that wherever he pours his energy is what grows. Everything we've been talking about. Yeah. And here is the beautiful Strength card. So again, the infinite symbol here. So this is your infinite self. The lion is this human side of us that walks upon the earth, that goes through. I talked about the little character that you are playing here on the earth. That is this lion. And 7 and 1 is 8, and this is the number 8, the Strength card. And this card for me represents, and I'll tell you the little story that I love telling about this, because it's so much about this star and connecting to your higher self too. As the lion, we come down here to experience what it might feel like to be small, and to move upon the earth. And we have that hunger that's within us. We want something. We're hungering for something. We're thirsty for something, like we talked about. And it's told, look out here for it, And like I said, you go outside of yourself for it, go, okay, that's where I'm supposed to get it. Okay, I'll listen to you and go do that. And when you do, you find out that when you eat, you get hungrier, and when you drink, you get thirstier. And so the lion becomes, hangry. He's hungry, angry. He's like he's desperate for food and for sustenance. And so he's going through the jungle just roaring because he's so desperate. And he's like yelling for someone, get me something to eat that fulfills me. Get me something to drink that will quench my thirst. And our higher self, of course, is right there with us all along, enjoying the journey along with us. We're just not aware of it quite yet. But your higher self, this infinite being, she is made of unconditional love. She's powerful, eternal, supernatural. And so the lion is really what we're thirsty for, and what we're hungry for as humans is love. And we're told, look outside of ourselves for our definition of love, and to receive the love, and it's conditional, it's unstable, and like I said, it's temporary if we even get it at all. But our higher self is full of unconditional love, which is what we truly are hungry for and thirsty for. And so our higher self hears us roaring and feels us being angry, So it comes down to deal with the situation, and it doesn't come down and like stab us and put us out of our misery. It doesn't try to cage us to keep us constricted. It doesn't try to suppress us and control us with a whip and chair like they do in the circus movies with the lions. She gives us what we're looking for, which is this unconditional love. So she hugs the lion, she hugs this our smaller self, us, and fills us with that. And we transform from this angry, roaring lion in the jungle to this little purring lion cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling safe and feeling loved. For probably the first time in our life when we first experienced this. And so this definitely is this message about embracing, spirituality sometimes will say we must destroy the ego, but the ego is a part of us. Our shadow is a small piece of the huge being that we are. And so we can embrace and give love to our shadow, and then we can walk and experience this life on earth in a wholly different way, feeling supported and loved. So I love this message because it is definitely all about seeing these things from a different perspective, seeing all the external stuff that's disappointing us, what's happening for us to turn us inward to find the love that we've been looking for all along. Right? And then lastly, we're going to pull a couple cards here from the Sacred Creator's Oracle, and these are going to be the beak for the turkey. Creator, what are your final messages for Leo for this reading? For those that chose, they are specific. They want that particular card here. All right. So you got, your soul shines. There you are, the star. And that's card number 34. And you got bravely market your magic, the magician. And that's card number 39. So definitely some confirmations there. I love that. And so we'll look at card number 34 first, which is your soul shines. And it says, underneath the smog of a difficult day or the impatience of a frustrating situation, your soul is there doing its thing, shining. It may require some buffing and polishing of the exterior, and you may need to do some habit busting to sense it. You may need to expose, like this is all about exposing, right? Your raw and tender underbelly to pinpoint it, especially if your shine is hiding under a few thickened layers of hard knocks or self-destructive lifestyle. Sometimes we have our perspectives so shifted that we can't see this shine in others, or we can't feel it in ourselves. Know that it's with you, bringing magic to the mundane, because we're all connected to source energy and to cosmic grace. Your soul is always there, just shining through your flaws and your secrets. It's lovingly pushing through your insecurities and any positive affirmations you're working on, even the ones that you're not working on yet. And your higher self, your soul, is so proud of you. No matter where you're at, you are loved from the inside, from the soul side out. Decide to open up your connection to its ascension and get out of your own way by trusting that your brilliant soul will radiate peace in every room you walk into. You have that choice. It's waiting patiently for you to ask, because it will lead whenever you're ready. Beautiful. Totally everything that we've been talking about, right? And these cards do come with questions and statements. This one says, love more, laugh more, smile more. How can you bring this shine into your everyday? Small acts of kindness can change lives. How can you do more outreach? Volunteering? What acts of service can you share? What do you need to love more today? Start with you, right? And then card number 39, which is bravely market your magic. Just put that there for the beak. This is, what biz or life project are you working on that you feel compelled to courageously cast out into the world? Spiritual misfits, philosophers, poets, soulpreneurs, and creative catalysts. Bravely market your magic. It's your gold, and as gold, it is fascinating and compelling, and people can't stop looking at it when it's shining from the heart. When you draw back the curtains and expose the true colors of your soul, it is blindly brilliant and beautiful. Make no mistake, someone out there is looking for what you're offering, and they will be thrilled to find you when you are honestly sharing your unique magic. Unveil your weird, your wonderful, and your quirky. It's normal for it to take a few years to find your way and to build your dream, so don't be hard on yourself if normal happens. Have patience and faith, even when it feels vulnerable. Share of yourself honestly, and always put your soul into your message. Not sure how to share your magic? Your unique essence and humanness is the right place to start. Yeah. And I love the quirkiness and the uniqueness and all that. It's definitely Aquarian energy to embrace your difference and how you want to uniquely express the unconditional love that you are with the world. And the questions for this, it says, so many creators start their journey from a place of total passion and authenticity, and then slowly move their brand or their vision of what's possible towards something they believe to be more of a sure shot. Are you playing it too safe when you put yourself out there? What is your magic? What have you been hiding? What's missing in the way you express yourself online or in person? So this is beautiful, because all of this is about seeing beyond the person that you thought you were supposed to be and should be, and really embracing into your higher self. You know, this wand is also, you know, that new inspiration, that new the new way you want to express yourself to the world. So, you know, a lot of times we're living the dream someone else handed to us, but all this connection that you're having to the outside world and all this beautiful spiritual energy allows you to understand what it is, and you have all this clarity that comes as things that no longer serve you are removed out of your life, either by you or by your higher self. And that you realize that all this stuff is happening to you to bring this clarity for where you really want to head in your life and what you really want to do. So this is beautiful. I love this. You know, you get to find the love you've been looking for all along, and it comes from within you, not from out there. So I love this message for you, and just know as you're going through each and every moment of this, kind of Thanksgiving period here, this gratitude period in your life, your thankfulness that will spawn this growth. Just know every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. Now, in addition to these readings, I like to let everyone know I do put out like monthly zodiac readings by sign, also weekly readings for each of the zodiac elements like water signs, fire signs, etc. New moon, full moon readings, just a variety of different readings throughout the month. So if you want to get notified when those come out, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and then that's going to make this little notification bell pop up, and just click on that, and then you'll get notified when those other readings come out, and you'll be kept in the moment of what's unfolding with the energies that we're going through. So just as you go throughout your daily life, also know that I love you dearly. And until next time, I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. You take care. All right, my Leos, if you chose turkey number 2, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Wild Unknown archetype cards. And this is just going to show us what the Creator wants us to know about gratitude, what you can be grateful for. And then we'll look into what that gratitude can grow in your life. All right, Creator, for those Leos that chose turkey number 2, what about gratitude do you want them to know? What can they be grateful for? Okay, there we go. And here you go, you've got the orphan here. So this is about feeling abandoned, the orphan being alone, feeling like you weren't supported. And even if you had your birth parent or both birth parents, you can still feel like you were abandoned and orphaned. No childhood is perfect, of course. So I love this energy that comes with us, and we will dig into here. But I just really feel right off the bat, this is about having gratitude about your childhood and how you grew up. It made you who you are today, and whether you see it or not, you are an amazing, powerful being. Because number one, if you're watching this, you're still alive, which means you overcame every single struggle that you've been through in life, because you are still alive and you're still here with us. So, definitely that is a huge accomplishment in itself. A lot of the souls on the other side, they're like, the brave ones come to experience this life because it's so opposite of the other side where we're at, that we're considered, like superheroes. Anyone that's brave enough to come down here to experience these opposites, it's like, wow, it's like, you're brave enough to go into that haunted house experience. You're, going to go on that amusement park full of rides of fear. Ooh, and then we, that come down here, you are, very brave, and you're very strong. Again, you wouldn't be here watching this video if you weren't. This is all about the wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. And to study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We're in a time of universal orphanage of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. And it says, take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It's normal to fear this card, as it haunts, like the haunted house I mentioned, the caverns of the soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. And it says, tenderness beyond tenderness is required. Imagine holding yourself in your hands. To recognize that each one of us fears rejection and isolation is to take one step toward this orphan. More kindness always. Access this archetype through creative acts like drawing, painting, or writing. Keep it simple and ask your inner orphan what it wants to draw, what it wants to make, what it wants to say. Because when you're in the light of this card, then you have deep solace, you have deep acceptance, you have deep love. When you're in the darker side of this energy, then you feel distance. You have a lot of hates, and you have a lot of things you avoid. You feel controlling, you feel like limiting. And to go deeper into this energy and to understand it, you can read Mary Oliver's The Kitten. So if you feel that resonates, check that out. But so definitely the message I feel for this is gratitude for our childhood and our experiences, no matter what it was that we went through, in knowing that it happened for us, and that it made you who you are today. And if you do have, anxieties and fears and stuff that still resurface because of those, then, that is what can grow, because you can understand now as the adult instead of the child. When it talked about taking the orphan in your hands, that's taking it into this hands of the new you, the strong you, the one that doesn't, that can protect itself, the one that can give itself what it needs, and it can go back and to memories and embrace that little child. I mean, I had a very cliche experience when I went to some counseling, and the counselor took me back through this, I think it's called EDMR, where they do the sounds on either side of you. They go back and forth, and she takes you back and to a point, trying to pinpoint where the emotions first started, and then she takes you back, and you go back, and you go back, and it went back to when I was a little kid, and this memory popped up, which I had totally forgotten about, but my mind and my brain brought it right up to me. And it's when, as a little child, I must have been just like in first grade, and back then, I'm aging myself here, we were the latchkey children age, where parents were working, and it was safe. My older brother would walk home with me, and he headed off down to play with some friends of his, and this was the first time I entered the house by myself, and I came in through the garage, through the kitchen, and there was no one home, and I felt, I freaked out because I felt unsafe. I felt abandoned. I felt, alone. And so all that fired within me. Well, in that memory, when she had taken me back there, the little kid walked in, but at the same time, it was like this picture-in-picture, or split screen, the little me was walking in that door, and then from around into the kitchen from the living room, my higher self, my current self, walked in. My more adult self walked in, I should say. And I saw both of myself at the same time, from the little orphaned, feeling little individual looking at the adult, and my adult looking at the little one. I remember the little one looking at me as this adult going, wow, what a neat person, what a strong person. And they really liked who I was. And I looked at the little kid, and I was like, oh, I felt so compassion, and I felt its fear. And so I walked over as the adult, picked up my inner child, and just embraced myself. And I told myself that I was going to be okay. And the little kid in me believed it, because it saw that I was it, and that I was going to be fine because it loved who I was. And so it was this, embracing that child. So that is the kind of the experiences that we can do. We can go back to memories, can go back to situations, and see it from a different point of view now, and feel safe. Okay, there we go. That was the message, and they're moving on. So we're also going to make a turkey out of these cards. This is going to be the body, and these crystal medicine oracle, this is going to be the head. And yeah, I know it's almost the same size, but it's all a perspective thing, right? Just pretend the head of the turkey is closer to us than the body, right? So it makes it appear larger. So this will be what the creator wants you to know about what medicine, what can grow from being grateful for what we went through, right? So for those Leos that chose turkey number 2, what do you want them to know? Okay. Yep, and I feel like this is the one here. Nope, they don't want that one. So yeah, they said this is the one that they want to focus in on here, and this is going within, and the inner world is the medicine, and then also the Boji stones are the medicine. It's card number 13. So we'll put that right here and see what medicine comes with this card for you. So this card has come through for you today as a message that it's time to focus your attention and energy inward, to go within to discover the answers to your current questions. In truth, everything we need is already within us, and we can take the time to stop, be still, and journey within. And when we do that, we're blessed with a deep knowing and self-awareness. Over the years, humanity has created a world with abundance of energy and experience outside of ourselves, which can be a huge distraction when trying to connect to the guidance and support that is alive within us. Have you been looking for answers outside of yourself? Have you been distracted by outside influences? Are you experiencing a lack of clarity in your life and feeling overwhelmed and confused? Are you pondering a question and are not sure of the answer? Well, it's time to go within to find your guidance. You're being called to drop into the deep space within yourself to receive the clarity and the answers to your questions. It's a powerful time of journey to the inner realms to revive your medicine, a time to follow the beat of your drum. From this place, profound connection and awakening will occur. So, yep, I love it. The inner world medicine, it says many tribes from across the globe worked with and had a very similar understanding of three very powerful spiritual worlds: the inner world, the middle world, and the upper world. You can visit each world by using intention, meditation, or deep states of trance. The Celts would enter the world through trees, while other civilizations had their specific guided rituals. In all three worlds, specific medicine is offered to take back to the physical world, then offered to the client for healing and guidance. So the medicine that is found in the inner realms is that of the animal spirits, each of which has its own wisdom and energy to share. So these worlds are truly sacred, and you must feel a deep honor and respect when entering into them, which makes sense, because you definitely, with this gratitude and being thankful for what you experienced, you feel more comfortable going back and looking at it and applying this healing medicine to those situations. And we never give up the memories and the emotions we had. We just move them from being our central energy into like this photo album of our life experiences that our spirit takes back when we go back and connect with the other side, and it's like, look, this is what I did while I was there. This felt so dark, and this was painful, and we get to show what we learned and how we grew throughout our life. And so we don't erase those memories and erase those things. We just move them from an important place and an energetic place in our life to the side to allow new energy and new love to flow in our lives. And these boji stones, they assist in going within, of course. They provide medicine to journey to the inner world of shamanism, and they also are related to balance. And so this is going to be a good medicine that happens. If boji stones, you can Google them and see pictures of them. You don't have to actually purchase them to just absorb that energy. But if you feel so inclined to, if you're into crystals and stones, of course, do what you will with that, but it brings beautiful energy in. Next, we're going to move on to these everyday tarot. And these are just going to be more clarification on what the Creator wants you to know about gratitude and growth and what you can grow through that gratitude. And these are going to be the feathers on the turkey. So Creator, for our Leos that chose turkey number 2, what else would you like them to know about gratitude and what they can grow from that gratitude? Okay. Yep, there's been pulling 5, and there's the 5. Boom, boom, boom. Speedy delivery. Yep, you got the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles is about your outside world and your feelings of abundance, and that you have everything you need. You feel safe, you feel whole, you feel complete. And not only but this is the legacy card. It, like, your wholeness that you feel and that you experience not only impacts you, but it impacts generations to come. And it really fits into this, orphan feeling. This has the family tree. Back here is what I call it. It's the tree of life, but I call it the family tree because it also is this message of power. And it fits so much into this because it's about those ancestral patterns and those cycles that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. And it can be, abandonment. It can be abuses of all kinds. It can be beliefs. It could be even habits and patterns of types of jobs everyone is. Sometimes families they're all in the medical field, or they all go into the military, or they're all police officers, or they're all firemen, or they're all lawyers, or whatever it might be, or in the family business. But this is that power that says to you that you have this amazing power and strength to be the one to break cycles in your family tree. If you were hurt in some way, or if you felt abandoned in some way, from your parents, then you can almost guarantee that your parents also felt that way as children somehow, and their parents felt that way, and their parents, and their parents. These chains that happen and these cycles that get repeated, they happen because, if you look back, you haven't dealt with, your stuff that happened in your life when you're in your late teens and early 20s, or your 20s, when usually is when we have children most of the time, right? But we haven't dealt with all that. And by the time the children are born, we've already passed on all that stuff. And then later we're like, oh, I get it now. And we try to go back and, make it right with, with our children and everything else, and they already have their beliefs until they go inward and change. But you can be the one to start the change, and that's usually why grandparents usually have a good relationship with their grandchildren. It's like, oh, it's too late for me to impact my children, but at least I can influence my grandchildren. So this is a beautiful message, though, about breaking those chains, and that you have that power to do so. Yeah, we have 8 of Wands. Wands is like your energy, your spark, your drive, your aha inspiration. It's your spiritual energy as well. But I really feel, it's about movement, because these wands are coming in fast, right? So you have this change in your energy that comes in fast for you through this situation. And it's a good message, because it took you a lifetime to get emotions and habits and patterns where you're at now, but it doesn't take that same amount of time. You can make such fast change with your change of heart, with this going within, that it can change things. I also see these as messages coming in. And because this is spirit, you're getting messages from spirit that come in too. And as you connect to your inner world, you do connect to your gut feeling, your intuitiveness, your higher self. And so you get these messages and this understanding that comes. And it's very, it's beautiful. At least I experienced beauty when I went back to my childhood and the things that impacted me, whether it was family or friends or school or whatever it was. When you go back and look at situations from this higher point of view and from this place of power, you do transform, you do see things in so different ways that you're able to step into the other person or persons that were involved in the situation. And when you listen to those messages that spirit brings you, you can see things, right? You can really connect to that. And, like you can see experiences other people had, and you understand that, they were not doing things, their actions were not intentional toward me to hurt me or to, influence me or impact me in any way. their actions, if they weren't of unconditional love, they were of fear. And so these people were acting out of panic, out of fear, trying to be lovable, trying to control things, expressing themselves the way they were taught when they were young, and sometimes that's expressing things in a not so healthy way, as we would if we were full of unconditional love, right? And so it just transforms, and there's these messages and these awarenesses that come with that. Yeah, because here's the Tower. And I love this message for you because the Tower brings this beautiful story about our existence here. As your soul, before you came down here, you met with the Creator and Spirit and all your posse of support on the other side, and really all the people that we're going to interact with in this lifetime. We met with all the spiritual being side of everything. And we decided this is when we were going to enter this game of life, and this is when we're going to leave this game of life. And here's the avatar I'm going to, that's going to represent my soul while I'm on this planet. And here's my strengths and my weaknesses and like my weapons. And, it's like all that when you choose a character in a video game. And, you choose all that. And then you also choose all these levels, all these things you want to experience within the game while you're here. And your avatar, you still have this power of choice as you go through each and every moment of all those fated events and fated situations that you wanted to have happen in your life. And within each situation, you get to choose what story you put around that circumstance, what it means about you, what it means about others, what it means about the world. You get to create the story of what that means. And then you also get to choose what emotion you're going to feel within that circumstance. Are you going to choose an extreme emotion of fear or an extreme emotion of unconditional love, or somewhere in between? And you're making those choices as you go through life and you're experiencing it, right? Well, the Tower comes in that we have something that's in our life, whether it's a relationship of some kind, whether it's intimate relationship or a family or friends or work or some relationship to some being outside of us, right? Or it could be a situational type thing, like it's a job we're in or education we're in, or it could be even physical stuff like your home, or your residence, your vehicle, your finances, your human body. Something is in our life and we've been experiencing it, because it was fated up to this point. But if this thing stays in our life, we won't experience all these other fated events that we want to experience. And so this will be removed for us, right? Now, if you're connected and listening to Spirit, these spiritual messages here, if we're on that, instead of being engulfed in all the noise, all the fear noise, and we're on a higher vibration of love, of unconditional love and peace and joy and laughter, we can hear the countdown, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before that lightning bolt, strikes this. In a lot of these tarot cards, they'll show someone leaping from the tower and someone getting blasted out of the tower. And what that means is you can leap out of the tower before it hits, meaning you can remove something from your life before this absolute moment that it needs to be removed for you to experience this next thing. And so if you're listening and you're focusing, you can hear that and you can make that adjustment. And there's nothing wrong about having this, lightning bolt tower moment, because a lot of times we want to experience these things as we go up to that point. But when it comes down to that, that gets removed either by us or by our support team on the other side, and they're doing that for us. And the beautiful message that comes from all this is that all the stuff that happens in our life is happening for us. It's not happening to us, which definitely helps with this orphan feeling. It's like when you go back and you look at it in the place of power instead of as the victim, you transform that to becoming a victor. And you're like, why would I want to have experienced that? There. Why, what has experiencing that emotion of fear, that shadow emotion, What has it taught me? What can I learn from it? And it just transforms things, right? All right. Yeah. And then you have the Four of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mentalities, your attitudes, your expectations. And what I love about this card is they have the three swords up here, which the Three of Swords for me, it's the one where it usually has a heart with three swords stuck into it. And that's like that pain, that disappointment when our expectations are not met. And because I call it the expectations card. So this is like all those beliefs and those thoughts, those should be's, those have to be's, those supposed to be's, all that stuff. And here you're lying in a very calm, your mind is very calm because you have embraced your Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is your ability, it's what brings you truth. It what transforms and moves small t truths. These are small t truths of our human side, rooted in fear. They get the Ace of Swords allows us to move and cut those things that no longer serve us anymore out of our life, and it brings us higher capital T truths. And I love that it's like it allows us to remove the things that no longer serve us, but that also tells us that they served us for a reason when they happened, right? They weren't mistakes, they weren't punishments. They were events that happened in our life for us, those fated events. And this peace of mind comes when you realize that, especially with this Tower, is just bringing you all this amazing energy of like, you know what? This is happening for me. It's not happening to me. And I've learned this piece from it. I no longer need that. Like I said, in the center of my energy, I can move that into the photo album. Yeah. Here you have Temperance. This is about a beautiful control of energy. This is about balancing your heavenly wisdom with your physical world. And this energy, it's being contained. It's not all over the place, right? You have 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water. This is all about your physical world and your mind. And this is the water. It's all about your emotions and your spirit. And so you're bringing this balance in to your life here. And I love, this, I always look at like this cup as like the Ace of Cups, which the Ace of Cups is like the Holy Grail, the chalice. And what's within it is the living waters. It's the unconditional love of the creator of all things. And when we pour that into our, the cup that we are, this, like I said, like the little child in us, the little orphan going, can I have more, please? Like little, that movie. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. But it's about, an orphan, and, it's the movie is the name of the kid, and I can't remember the name of the little kid right now, and I guess that's because it's not important. It's Oliver Twist, right? I guess it does. It's a twist, but it's like our orphan wants love, and our higher self is the one that gives us that love that we've been looking for all along, right? And so as you connect to your higher self, you're able to go back and give the love, like in the story I gave about, picking yourself up, embracing yourself and holding on to yourself and allowing yourself to feel safe and seeing how amazing you really are. From your little self's standpoint, looking up to your bigger self, you're just like, you are cool. Right. And then lastly, we're going to pull 2 cards from the Sacred Creator's Oracle. And these are going to be the beak of the turkey. This will just be the final messages the Creator has for you regarding this gratitude and growth. So Creator, for our Leos that chose turkey number 2, what's your final message for this reading for them? About the gratitude and the growth from that gratitude. Okay, those are the 2. So the first one you have is Creator, Air. Love that. That's it doesn't have a card number. It's just an element. And You are magic. Ta-da! Shazam! And that's card number 1. Year number 1. So we'll read that one first. There we go. And this is You Are Magic. This is like the Magician card, which is you get to manifest. You have everything you need inside you. But it says, you are magic. You are stardust in human form, and you can bring your dreams to life. From your ability to envision your future to your ability to bring it to fruition through intentional action, you can co-create the fabric of your reality by intermingling thought, will, desire, and doing. It's time to use your hands as a conduit for your energetic ideas and thought forms, and collaborate with the divine universe as you actively change the world around you. Create, make connections, write intentions, heal. Know the great strides and incredible progress are likely at this time, and that you already have everything you need to make this dream come alive. If you're feeling blocked, you may be scattering your resources instead of focusing on a specific goal. Make sure you aren't overshadowing your positive thinking with any underlying fears of failure or any unintentional thought patterns that are scrambling your vibe. Focus your thoughts, and you are limitless. Do you feel the power running through your palms? And I love, it's like, here's your palms right here. The question that comes, they ask some questions that help, guide us here. It says, how often are you bringing your most treasured desires to the front of your mind? And what actions are you taking to bring them to life? Are you leveraging your optimism, wisdom, and resourcefulness? Which of your talents is hiding under the surface, and why is it being underutilized? So I do love this because, one, if you do it this way, they almost look exactly alike, right? It's like you're offering. This is what you're offering the world. And I feel that being grateful for your childhood and being able to go back and see it from a different perspective heals a lot of energy and moves a lot of that energy, like we talked about, from being in the central place of your life. And it moves it into this place of power for you, because the feelings of abandonment and that you weren't good enough roll over into this, making these dreams come true that you're wanting to have come true. You don't feel worthy, and it just like has laced like your entire life this unworthy feeling that you had. It's like if a parent or my parents don't think I'm worthy to spend time with, and that they didn't support me in my dreams, then I must not be worthy of it, right? There's that seed that was planted that's deep in there. But the snake on here reminds me of the World card, which is about ending of a major cycle and ready for a new beginning. And I really feel that if you take the time, like it says here, to go within and look over this information, glance back, looking from a place of power, that you're going to be able to move these obstacles out of the way, these blocks, this energy that's been sucking up so much of your energy, but it also has been creating this block of flow in your life. When you move that, this beautiful flow and just rolls out, bringing this creativity, giving you this ability, like it says, to co-create your life and to make movement towards your dreams and make those come true, which you have this creator of air, which, means, again, the co-creator piece of it. It's just like you are able to flow and to breathe air into your sails, it's like, I feel like the wind in your sails was taken away, like your dreams were crushed, that feeling we have. It's like, and we feel like we're just drifting out in the middle of nowhere in a boat. And then when you have this new this new breath of life that comes, it puts air into your sail, and then you guide the sail, and you turn it, and it turns your life, and it turns your sailboat right to the direction that you want to head. And this says air is connected to logic, critical thinking, and the energy of the mind. It is the ruler of luck, the conscious mind, and all things you know to be true. Its realm, this is the Four of Swords we're talking about here. Its realm is the realm of beliefs and analysis and communication. So what would air suggest you need to know about your current situation? And how can you connect that to the cards in front of you? How could your communication play a role in the solution? How is the energy of the mind, the rational thought, supporting you right now? In the element of air, it does a little deep dive here, which I want to read. It says, imagine being an eagle. Feel the wind on your face. Notice the power and the grace of the invisible force that holds you in place. Get above your lifeline and then look into the future. You can see everything from up here, up there. Where does your path lead? Maybe you'd prefer to be a hummingbird or a dragonfly. Anything airborne will work. Try drinking the wind. Go outside and notice your body being held in place by the wind and air all around it. Wait to feel it on your lips and allow it to nourish your soul as it enters your lungs, and then your blood, and then your world. Ask it for a healing or for a message, right? Messages, healing. Feel how light and subtle air is. It's so light, in fact, that it governs all things logical and intelligent. Tiny thoughts and pulses of energy are one of its power zones. It's also connected to the Fae and the Sylphs and the angels. What intelligence would they whisper to you if you could hear them through the rustling of leaves or through the whooshing of wind? And that's that Eight of Wands. So definitely, I love this message for you. It's a very healing and very empowering message. And you are brave enough to do it. And so just know you are more powerful than you have ever thought you ever were. And you've survived every single thing you've ever been through in your life because you're here watching this video right now. So you're pretty powerful. Right. And just know as you are going through this journey and each and every moment of every day that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things, the mother and the father of all things. And you can have this relationship as an only child of the creator of all things. And you don't have to feel like an orphan, even if you were orphaned by physical characters in this lifetime. You were never, ever left alone by the mother and father of all things, our creator. I mean, you can have this relationship with them, like I said, as an only child, because they can be everywhere all at once 100%, and you don't have to share the creator with anyone else, because there's enough creator to go around where they can be everywhere to everyone. So you can have that beautiful, beautiful relationship and be spoiled like an only child, and I'm all about that. All right. I also like to let everyone know, in addition to these type of readings, I also do like monthly readings by zodiac sign and weekly readings by the zodiac elements, like fire signs, air signs, etc. New moon, full moon readings, just a variety of different readings throughout the month. So if you want to be included and get notified when those come out, if you haven't done so already, just click on the subscribe button down below, and then that's going to make this little notification bell pop up, and just click on that and you'll be notified when all those readings come out. All right, well, just know that I also love you dearly, And we will talk to you very soon, I am sure. So until then, you take care. All right, my Leos, if you chose reading number 3, which is the turkey number 3, then this is the reading for you. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from this Wild Unknown archetype cards. And this is going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about gratitude, or what you can be grateful for. And then we'll look into what you can grow from that gratitude. All right, Creator, for our Leos that chose turkey number 3, what do you want them to know about gratitude, please? What can they be grateful for? Or okay, this is the one right here. And you've got the Warrior. Love that beautiful rainbow on there. And we will read from the book here, but I really feel, this is definitely gratitude for both the warrior within you, that individual that stands up for yourself, that can, almost turn into Wolverine and go overboard, protect you, when you get defensive and when you go into fight or flight mode, it takes on a different sort of defense than when it's calm and it's looking out for you. But also that this gratitude for this big protector that you have in your life, and that it's like this. I want to say, like that country song, "Thank God for Unanswered Prayers." It's this whole thing of like that you were nudged away from things and you were protected, and you realized it later when you're like, oh wow, that would have been me in that relationship, or that had been me in that position that went away. I'm glad I didn't get that job because now they're out of a job, or whatever it might be. There's this awareness and this gratitude that you can have about how you were spared things that would not have been for your highest benefit. This is the samurai, the soldier, the advocate. And we often envision the warrior as an armored figure with sword in hand, moving blindly toward battle. Yet the deeper aspects of this archetype bring us face to face with death itself. The warrior stands precariously at the edge of life and death, trusting the eternal to guide the sword's blade. The warrior's work requires presence, alignment, and purpose. If and when the warrior loses its center, meaningless confrontations and violence are their default response. Like I was talking about, Wolverine, right? Confrontation and violence, boom! When this card appears, it is important to question the battle at hand. It's likely a great one with deep roots and long-standing tensions. The actions you take will stay with you long after the dust settles. So choose wisely, brave one. As you draw your sword, realign with the eternal wisdom within, then surrender to the battle. It says, be careful, as the warrior implies warrior, right? The two go hand in hand. Those who defeat others are strong, but those who defeat themselves are mighty. Without a true purpose, manifesto, or oath, the warrior is lost. What do you stand for? What are you willing to rise in the name of? Write it out. Because when you're in the light of this energy, you have fierce clarity, you have purposeful action, you have resolve and resilience. But when you're in the darker, shadowy side of this energy, then it's all about threats, savagery, abandoning the mission and your values. To go deeper into this energy, you can read the Tao Te Ching, chapter 68, which that's Taoteching, chapter 68, or read the Bhagavad Gita, and that's Bhagavad, and then Gita is Gita. And if I mispronounced it, I do apologize. But I do love this because it is this gratitude about both sides of the warrior within you, because a lot of times we'll judge ourselves and beat ourselves up about our shadow side, that little fight or flight piece of us that does react, trying to protect us. And when you get into spirituality, a lot of times we're told, destroy your ego, it must be destroyed. And it's like, that's a part of me. I can't destroy that. It has kept me alive all these years. And yeah, it might have, suppressed me and oppressed me, my thoughts and beliefs, as I was going along. But it protected me in the long run, and I can be grateful for my shadow. I can be grateful for that side of me. But I also can look at that higher warrior, the bigger warrior. It's kind of like the difference between, like seeing this Wolverine out of control, and then seeing a guardian angel with a sword protecting you, right? It's like both sides of it are such an important piece of our lives. So it's a good thing to focus on gratitude for. And then we're going to look to see what we can grow from that gratitude. And we're going to create a turkey out of cards. This is going to be the body of the card, of the turkey, and this is going to be the head. And yes, I know it's a big head, but we're just going to say that it's about perspective, right? The turkey's head is closer to us, the body's far away. That's what makes the head look so big. It may not look like a beautiful turkey to you, but in my mind, it's a beautiful turkey, and it's going to look exactly like a turkey. And that's my perspective. I'm sticking to it. All right, Creator. So for our Leos who chose tricky number 3, what medicine do you want them to know about? Okay, they want this one right here. These are the Crystal Medicine Oracle, if I didn't mention that already. Yep, and you got your personal power. Medicine of the power animal, and chrysolite is the crystal for the medicine, and it's card number 20. So let's see what medicine comes in here for you, and what grows through this gratitude of this warrior within you. So you've attracted this card into your awareness as you're currently shifting your personal power to a whole new level. It's time to connect deeply with the strength and courage of who you are, to step up and step out into this world to be the best version of yourself possible. Due to the range of different fears we experience in life, at times we can hold ourselves back. However, this card has shown up today to ask you to feel the fear and do it anyway. And when you finally move forward in your power, you'll realize there will be no fear, and you'll be fully in your power and manifesting your truth. Have you been feeling stuck or scared? Are you currently lacking self-confidence? Do you give your power away to others? Do you follow the crowd? These feelings and experiences are all part of the journey and personal growth. No, this is now the time to embrace your power and have the courage and strength to conquer anything that comes your way. I'm not making this up. It says you are a warrior of light, and you're being invited to come fully into your personal power, which comes from a place of honesty, love, and truth. And just for proof, you can see that there. You are a warrior of light. It's time to trust in yourself and your choices as you stop handing over your power to others. And then the medicine of the power animal, it says common knowledge between the tribes and medicine people of the world indicates that we all have a power animal or animal spirit that guides us through the spirit world and through life. A spirit that offers us assistance, energetically sharing its specific wisdom and medicine. Our power animal stays with us from birth to death and can be called upon any time. It is with us to teach us strength and courage and to connect with and embody our personal power. We also have many other animal spirits that come in and out of our lives at different times to guide us for particular parts of our journey. So each animal has a unique energy to share with you. However, your power animal will teach you the biggest lessons and offer insight, support, and guidance. your power animal can show itself to you in a range of ways: in your dreams, in meditation, in the physical world, and in trance journeys to the inner worlds. So call upon your power animal and work with this energy as you come fully into your personal power. And you can, if usually you know who your power animal is, because you'll have an animal that has made itself known in your life, right? You know, you're drawn to it. Like if you ever go to a zoo, you know, you're drawn immediately to go take a look at them if they're in a zoo. Or if you see something in social media or movies or something, you're just like, oh, you just have this draw to it. And so when you do that, go do a search on the internet. Just put, animal guide and put what it is, and then see what pops up and what resonates with you and what you're drawn to, because that'll help you understand this beautiful power that it brings for you. And then the chrysotile, I probably said chrysolite, it's chrysotile. I probably murdered that as well, so forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. But that helps you discover and connect to your power animal, and it aligns you to your strength, and it awakens you to your personal power. So if you feel drawn to that, check that out as well. You can, do a search on the internet for that, see what it looks like. And you don't necessarily have to buy one to get the energy from it. Just seeing it on the internet and seeing a picture of it, you can draw upon that energy and bring that energy into you as well. So, all right. And then we're going to move on and pull cards here from this everyday tarot, which are going to be the feathers for the turkey. And this is just going to be what else the creator wants you to know about this gratitude and growth. But I love this message about you are the light warrior. That just always blows me away when two completely different authors, two completely different decks, randomly popping out cards, and they align so well. So you know it's from Spirit. I love it. Right, Creator, what else do you want our Leos that chose Turkey number 3 to know? Okay. What else? Okay, no. All right. And there we go. So you have the 10 of Pentacles, and you have the card number 10 there too. And this is a beautiful card, because the 10 of Pentacles is, of course, all about, Pentacles are the outside world. It's the coin, it's abundance, it's that feeling whole and complete, and feeling you have everything you need in your physical life outside of yourself, and feeling this place of wholeness within as well. It's also called the Legacy card, which means that you are, whatever you do with all this energy that's coming in, it's going to leave an impact, not just in this generation and those around you, but for generations to come. And I love it has the tree of life, which I call like the family tree, and there's this, with this legacy too, before I go on to talk about the tree of life, it's like this like this warrior. It's like this well-known knight, this person that stood up, and like the people that stand up for you in your life, you're just like, you always remember them, and they go down in like infamy in your life. And it's like this legend that you have, this legacy that you leave because of things that you do, with this bravery that you have in standing up in a loving way. It's not about being the earlier part of Wolverine, when you see him when he's more unbridled and animalistic before he becomes part of the X-Men group, and then he starts living his life with this higher purpose. That's kind of like this transformation that I see. It goes from this place of fear and reaction and survival and looking out just for himself, to this giving of himself and his life to save the world and to save other people. And that's what I feel happens with this. And then that rolls over into this family tree, because there's always this energy that comes with this for me, in that, we have these cycles and these patterns that move from generation to generation, are handed down from generation to generation. And, these can be abuses, these can be unhealthy type of dynamics. They can be even just oppressing beliefs, like we all go into the military, we all become doctors, we all become lawyers, we all do this in the family, and you're like, I don't want to do that. And it can even be that where you are the first one to stand up and say, no, I'm going to be this. And then that allows other people in the family to go, yeah, and I don't want to do that either. I want to do this. Sometimes it takes someone to be that warrior, to step forward and to make a stand, and then other people join the stand behind them and make these changes, these beautiful changes in the world. And so I feel like that is coming in with this warrior energy here. Yeah. And here's the Seven of Wands. Here, a warrior protecting, standing for what you believe, not worried about the other people. The wands are the fire, the energy, the drive, the aha, inspiration too, and spiritual energy. But I really feel this fits totally into this warrior energy, that you have the upper ground, you make a stand, you are this bright, shining light, you're this warrior of light, and there's other people that want to do things a certain way. They have all these opinions, these popular opinions on what things should mean and how people should feel in a situation. But this is about you making a stand, going, you know what? I don't care what the popular opinion is. I'm going to do this because this is what is of love and of joy. And even though, this group of people believe and are carrying on the same energies and, bringing negativity into a circumstance instead of transforming it and doing something positive, it's like people who will complain about something all day long and do nothing about it. And there's people that recognize that there's something that can be done better, and they take action to do something for it. And that's like this warrior of light that you are, and this energy that you can bring when you have this gratitude for understanding all that. And then you have the moon, which the moon is about the unknown and the mysteries. It also brings you very powerful energy. I know sometimes people look at this as a negative card, but I always look at it as digging into the subconscious and the unconscious. It's the energy the high priestess uses to delve into the spiritual world, to amplify, your intuition, your connection to the other side. It helps see beyond the veil of the unknown, and that is a beautiful. It is a beautiful place to connect to, because, with all this personal power you're talking about, when you activate your higher spiritual gifts and abilities, and you not only realize whatever you focus on grows, a full moon teaches us that, right? That's a huge lesson, is that whenever a full moon comes around, whatever emotion you're focusing on gets amplified. And if there's a water sign associated with that, it's even more so. And so we realize that whatever we focus on grows. So like this was talking about, you focus on the darkness and the fear, that's what grows. If you focus on the beauty and unconditional love and light, that's what grows. Gratitude, right? And so this also, in addition to giving you that message about where you focus on grows, it also teaches you that you can see more clearly when you connect to your support team from up above. And I love the power animals. I love the message in here about the power animal that you have, like a power animal that's with you from birth until death. But you have other animal spirits that come in and out of your life. The same thing goes for guardian angels and angels. You have a guardian angel that was created with you when your soul was created, and they're going to be with you for out eternity. And they chose to be created along with you because they wanted to be around you and be associated with you for all eternity. And so you have this guardian angel that's also with you that can help you bring messages and help you bring guidance with that higher viewpoint. And then you do have other angels that come in and out of your life, throughout your life for specific purposes, like it said for this too. But I really love this, especially earlier when I mentioned you go from this, out of control Wolverine to this picture of this guardian angel, this beautiful angel with a sword of truth, bringing and protecting and letting unconditional love flow out to the world. Here you go, Knight of Wands, dun dun dun. I had a feeling a knight was going to appear, and of all of them, the wands is amazing because that is fiery light. This would be a warrior of light. This is about taking that energy and putting it to action. Just, take deep breaths. Don't, you're going to have so much energy and so much passion about these things in your life as they unfold. Just take a deep breath before you make decisions so you don't become one of those fools rush in moments. It's like, okay, let me, before I go rushing in, let me just scout about first and understand what I'm getting into and what I'm headed into. Yeah. And you have the Two of Pentacles. And I love this because this card 20 breaks down to a number 2. And this Two of Pentacles, for me, you see how it has this infinity symbol here? This is about connecting with your infinite self and balancing it with your human self. So realizing that there is more to this life and this journey than just your small human self. And that goes into this warrior card as we were talking about. You've got your small self that comes here, that has that fight or flight mode that kicks in, but you also have this your true being who's, this is a character we're playing here, a part that we're playing, but the actor behind this character is this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And it's about, not beating up and trying to destroy that piece of us, like we talked about earlier as well, the gratitude for both sides of our warrior. We're grateful for that shadow side. It was brave enough to feel separated from the unconditional love that we feel on the other side, to feel separate from the powerfulness that we are, to feel powerless, to be separated from the limitlessness that we are, to feel limited. And so it's a beautiful part of us, but it is a part of us that we can work together and embrace those and work together instead of feeling like I got to destroy my ego, right? It's this beautiful walking hand in hand energy. So I love that. And then lastly, we're going to pull 2 cards here from the Sacred Creators Oracle. And these are going to be the beak of the turkey. And this will be the final message, just what the Creator wants you to know about this gratitude and growth. So Creator, for those Leos that chose turkey number 3, what's your final message for them? Nope, not those. Okay. That one. And that one. Right there. All right. So you got Soul on Fire. So that's everything we talked about there. And you got, fearless expression. You can't make this up. So you definitely, that's the message of everything that unfolded here that we talked about. So the Soul on Fire, and that one says, fearlessly pursue that which sets your soul ablaze. Soul on fire is an exhilarating state. It's impulsive. It's catchy. It's the one tunnel vision option that lies ahead of you that you absolutely cannot stop thinking about. It's passionately obsessive and thrilling, and it's always filled with warm spirals of escalating energy. What do you see when you look at your tomorrow? Does it reverberate excitement? Is there fire energy there? If there isn't, you may be running after empty substitutes for your dream, and it's time to find the true zest for your journey. When you make the decision to expand your life this way, the shift can happen quickly. Souls ablaze are magnetic and have a way of making huge changes in short spurts. Extraordinary experiences are built from within ordinary, everyday lives. You have everything you need to find this spark of fascination for your journey. And some questions come with that card. And it is, how could you expand your current reality so that it would be big enough to house your dream? Cut through the nonsense and the mad babble you've been using to market or describe yourself. Stop trying to dazzle with expert lingo or fancy systems. Drop the facade. Sell them passion, your fire, your dream. If you could bring a more infectious enthusiasm to your goal and talk about it from a place of pure passion, what would you say? Love it. Great questions. It brings clarity, right? And then you've got fearless expression. So your throat chakra microphone is buzzing because you've got something to say. So don't bottle up your thoughts or your opinions at this time. Your success is deeply connected to your self-expression, and the universe will support your dream as you step onto a new path of personal power and positive assertion. This is an exciting time for you. When you're communicating your desires to others, it's time to be mega honest. In this way, you will delve into your own unique form of confident articulation as only you can do. Your fearless, authentic transmission is going to be your gold. Gold, G-O-L-D. You will attract like-minded people who flock to your honesty, not like these that battle against it. Its power is palpable in person and on screen. Know that once you've unleashed your voice, it will be really hard to shove it back into its quiet corner again. It is expansive by nature, so allow it to stretch and grow as you try new things. What are you ready to say? Step up to the microphone and begin. Yep, be bold. Step forward. Warrior of light. And then the questions for this one says, if you could share one belief that you hold on to and feel relief in having shared it, what would it be? Good question. How could you become even more authentic in your expression? What nature of yourself is being silenced? Why does your throat chakra feel like it needs to play a bigger role in your life? When you're ready, make a list of things your throat chakra microphone is begging to communicate. Yeah, and that is very much this Knight of Wands too. It's about action, putting into action this fire within you. And the throat chakra not only is your throat and how you speak and how you communicate, but when you raise your arms out to your sides, pointing, either direction fully, they're at your shoulder position, which is your throat chakra position. So it's also about the actions you put forward with that. And so as a warrior of light, it's how do you uniquely want to share that unconditional love with the world? How are you going to express that essence of who you are with the world, right? Not as this Wolverine, animalistic type, reactive fight or flight, mutant, but as this beautiful, heroic, legendary knight of light. How do you want to share that with the world? Beautiful. I love it. Love it. Love it. And just know, of course, as you go through each and every day of your life, that every second you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. That is what my being wants to communicate to the world, and this is how I communicate that. And I want you to know that it is true, that every moment of every day, you are unconditionally loved, meaning there's nothing you can do to lose it, and nothing you can do to gain any more of it because you have it all right now. Not in the future, not in the past, right now. All right. I'm going to end the reading there, and just know that in addition to these readings, I also do like monthly zodiac readings by sign and weekly readings by element, like air signs, fire signs, etc. New moon, full moon readings, just a variety of readings that I put out throughout the month. So if you want to be included in those and get notified when those come out, if you haven't done so already, just click on the subscribe button down at the bottom, and that's going to make this little notification bell pop up. And so when that does, just click on that, and then you'll get notified when those new readings come out. So there you have it. Just know as well as you go throughout your day that I also love you dearly. And, until next time, I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care, hang in there, and enjoy your... I was going to say, what do knights go on? They go on their quest. Enjoy your quest, warrior of light. You take care. Bye-bye now.